at page 219 in our math book. You just finished or am finishing your math test assignment that is on Google Classroom. Now we're moving on, or you did it in class, obviously. All right, let's look at number 1. Which situation requires finding the perimeter? A, determining the length of a sidewalk. B, determining the number of tiles needed to cover a countertop. C, determining the amount of ribbon needed to go around the border of a scrapbook page. D, determining how many game cubes fit in a packing box.
That's area.
So, you need to answer number 1 right now on your paper. All right, so let's look at this. We have determined the length of a sidewalk. We have a sidewalk. We're just determining the length. That would only be one side, so is that the perimeter? No. Determine the number of tiles needed to cover a countertop. What is that? Area. This is just the length. Determine the amount of ribbon needed to go around the border of a scrapbook page. Yes, what key word helps you to know that that is perimeter? Around. That around the border of a scrapbook page. And then we have determine how many game cubes fit in a packing box.
That's area.
That is actually volume, but it's area/volume. So the answer,
What is volume?
volume is the amount something can hold.
Oh. Well, area/volume.
Number 2, Victor has a plant terrarium shaped like a rectangular prism. Which expression can Victor use to find the perimeter of the shaded base of this terrarium? Shaded base of this terrarium. Alright, when you're done with that one, put your pencils down so I can see that you are done. If not, just
What, number 2?
chill out for a minute. We're on page 219.
I know, like you don't want number 2.
Yeah, get back up with us. 219.
So
Yep.
are we doing number 2 or not?
We're looking at number 2. Everybody's answering number 2 right now, and then we're gonna go over it. When your pencils are down, then I will know you are ready. Alright, let's look at this one. It says Victor has a plant terrarium shaped like a rectangular prism. Wonderful. Which expression, when I see expression, what do I need to think of? What's another word for an expression?
Amount.
Nope. Equation. Good job. Ava, go get a piece of candy. Which equation can Victor use to find the perimeter of the shaded base of the terrarium? So we're not worried about all this top. We are only want this part. So I'm going to redraw it just to help me. Whichever one. We have a 12-inch by 6-inch. So I'm just worrying about that one part. It says, what equation can I use to help find the shaded base? Well, we have 12 plus 6 plus 6.
No.
Why is that not correct?
Because we're looking at perimeter.
And perimeter is what?
Perimeter is length times width.
Perimeter is not length times width. Perimeter is, right. But are they adding all of the right? We're missing a side. We have one side, 2 sides, 3 sides. We're missing a side for it to be perimeter. It should be 12 plus 6 plus 6 plus 12. So that's not right. All right, we have 12 times 6 times 6. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to throw you off and do length times width times height. They're trying to throw you off right there. That is definitely not right. All right, we have 2 times 12 plus 6 plus 6.
Yes.
Nope, because that includes that extra side right here. I think what y'all are getting confused on, say this is 8 right here. And that would mean that this would be 8, okay? Would that be correct? No, because that would be adding these 3 numbers and then multiplying by 2, but we only want to do the shaded portion. So we're only talking about the bottom of the box. So we're only talking about the 12 by 6.
What I'm getting confused about is that, so up top you said you have to have another 12. 2 times 12.
Right, up here, because that is just saying, I'm just adding the 12 plus 6 plus 6. It would be plus 12 again to do the, okay? Stop messing with that chair, please. So that is just adding the 3 sides, but that's not including all the other sides. Okay? So it would have to be D, because that's the same thing as saying 2 times 12 is the same thing as saying is 12 plus 12 Then it'd be 2 times 6 would be the same thing as saying 6 plus 6 because we know multiplication is repeated addition. So the answer is D. All right, look at number 3. Melinda has a rectangular flower garden. The width of her garden is 3 feet. Melinda uses 20 feet of edging to go around the garden. What is the length of Melinda's garden? So she has a rectangular garden with a width of 3 feet. She uses 20 feet of edging to go around the garden. So that edging is our what? Edging is our what? If I'm talking about the edge of a garden, I'm talking about the what of the garden? The what? The perimeter of the garden. So the perimeter equals 20. Thank you, ma'am. All right, perimeter equals 20, but we only know one side. So how can we figure out, Ava, you paying attention, baby? That's why I don't do mechanical pencils, because they get distracting. I've got to add both the sides I know. So 3 plus 3. So 3 plus 3, we'll say this is, we'll say X, or W plus W. No, that would be L. L plus L plus L plus L, but we don't know the L's. So 3 plus 3 is 6, but we have to subtract that from 20 because that's what we know the perimeter is, because that'll help us figure out what's left over, and then we have to split it in half. So 20 minus 6 is 14. 219. So then we would split that in half, 14 in half. So that means the length of each side is 7 feet. So the answer is C. I didn't give y'all time to work that one out. My bad.
Thanks for giving us the answer.
You're welcome.
Your best teacher ever.
You were, forever. Forever and ever. It's my bestie forever. He claimed it, even when he's probably mad at me. All right, looking at number 4. I'm going to read number 4, and then you're going to do number 4 on your own. Morgan has a sheet of paper that is 14 inches long and 11 inches wide. Geneva has a sheet of paper that is 18 inches long and 12 inches wide. The students compare their sheets of paper. Which of the following comparisons is not true? Try it on your own first. Shh, try it on your own and sit quietly, please. Get your math book out. Get your math book. It's not time to eat. We still have 15 minutes, and I'm going to use it. No, we're going to do math. Yes.
Thank you.
Did you say you're welcome? What'd you do, Jamison? See, I know. No, did you? What sign did you say back to him? Oh, thumbs up. That's good enough.
Good, bad. I am.
No. No.
Why? Oh, wait. Yeah, I like Slim and Slim.
I made it up.
Yes, I did too.
Probably passed.
And he just,
Hmm?
okay, he just passed it. So close.
Was he joking when he said he had cancer?
Yes.
He was joking.
Yeah, I was joking.
That's not something to joke
Then
about.
put your mask up. Can I have my cake right now? Get bars. The candy I hope to get most on Halloween is Whoppers and Kit Kat.
Wait, which one? Burger King Whoppers or?
The candy.
All right. Looking at number 4. Let's look at it. Let me read it again. Morgan has a sheet of paper. My turn? Thank you. Morgan has a sheet of paper that is 14 inches long and 11 inches wide. So we got one sheet of paper that is 14 inches long and 11 inches wide. Geneva, we'll see, this is Morgan. We're going to say M for Morgan and J for Geneva, has a sheet of paper that is 18 inches long and 12 inches wide. It says the students compare their sheets of paper. Which of the following comparison is not true? Okay? So
Put your
it's,
mask up.
she's eating. She's eating, so she's okay.
She still need to pull it up.
And you need to not be other people's bosses. You need to worry about your math. You're not in charge.
Mom.
The area of Geneva's paper is greater than the area of Morgan's paper. So do we know any of that information yet? Do we know any, guys, I'm up here. Do we know any of the information? Do we know the area or perimeter of either one of these? I'll wait. Do we know you know the area of that and the perimeter of that? No, we've got to figure that out.
You know the perimeter.
All right, so I'm going to do it on a separate sheet of paper because I'm full up out of room. Just going to scoot it over. All right, so we know Morgan. Let's do the area for Morgan's. Hers is an 11 by 14. Yeah, I don't have calculators. All right, so we're going to multiply that. We're going to say 11 times 14. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. Put down my 0. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Add that.
So 154. 154.
Do I have? I do, but they're in use right now. Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah, I will, yeah, I'll send it to you, Smith. Uh-huh. Bye. I'm going to take it. He's going to be back with you. Alright, so then add 4 plus 0 and put it on my desk. Actually, put it in your book bag. Go and put
Ow.
Put it
put that in your book bag.
oh.
Quickly.
Nathan's just making it up. He's an old man.
Alright, so the area, 4 plus 0 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, 1 plus 0 is 1. So the area for this one is 154 for Morgan's. Let's go ahead and do the perimeter so we have all of our information because we know it's going to ask us. So 11 plus 11 plus 14 plus 14. I'm in the middle of teaching. If it's not an emergency, stop asking.
Miss Raymond, pull your mask up too.
Jaden, you're interrupting. We're trying to teach you. She's an adult. So, this was the area. Now this is the perimeter. So we have 11 plus 11 is 11 plus 11 is 22. 14 plus 14 is
28.
28. So now we have 22 plus 28.
Equals
22 plus 28.
50.
8 plus 2 is 10. Bring up my 1. 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So the perimeter is 50. That's just of Morgan's. All right, now we need to figure out Geneva's. That's a name right there. All right, so let's do the area for her. Her is a 12 by 18. So we're going to multiply 12 times 18. 8 times 2 is
16.
16. We get my 1. 8 times 1 is
8 times 1 is
8 times 1 is 8. Plus 1 is 8 plus 1? 9. Bring down a 0. Now I'm saying 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. Now I'm going to add. 6 plus 0 is
6.
yeah. So things I can throw today. I'm on it. It's just, this table's just not big enough for me right now. 6 plus 0 is 6. 9 plus 2 is who? 11. Regroup my 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So the area for this one is 216. And now let's do perimeter. We have perimeter equals 12. 12 plus 12 plus 18 plus, well, let me just start over here. Yeah, 12 plus 12 plus 18 plus 18, because it's length plus width plus width. 12 plus 12 is Ava. You all right? 24. 18 plus 18, well, 8 plus 8 is 16. It's 36. 24 plus 36 is 6 plus 4 is 10. Regroup my 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. So my perimeter for that one is 60. Perimeter equals 60. So now we know our area and perimeters for both of the things. So now we can compare them. All right, so now let's look at our choices. I'm going to rewrite the area and perimeter down at the bottom of my thing just so you guys can see it. So we'll say Morgan, we'll say her area was 154. Her perimeter was 50. And then we have Geneva, her area was 216. And her perimeter was 60. Okay, so now we can use this information to help answer the question. All right, so let's look here. The area, we're looking for the comparison that is what? It is not true. All right, so the area of Geneva's paper is greater than the area of Morgan's paper. So the area of Geneva's paper, 216, is greater than the area of Morgan's paper, 154. Is that true or false? Is 216 bigger than 154?
No.
216 is not bigger than 154.
Oh, yes,
Yes, so that is true. So that is not the right answer. The perimeter of Morgan's paper is greater than the perimeter of Geneva's paper. The perimeter of Morgan's paper, which is 50, is greater than the perimeter of Geneva's paper, which is 60. Is that true?
No.
No, but let's look at, we got to look at all the choices just in case we made a mistake. The difference in area of the sheets of paper is 62 square inches. So if I took the area of both of them and I subtracted them, I would have to see if I get 62. So 216 minus 154. 6 minus 4 is 2. 1 minus 5. Regroup. Change my 2 to a 1. Change my 1 to a
0.
10. 10 minus, nope, change my 1 to an 11. 11 minus 5 is 6. So is that true? That's true. All right, and then it says the perimeter of one of the sheets of paper is 10 inches longer than the other one. So is the perimeter of one of these 10 inches longer than the other one? Jaden. I'm up here. My lesson's up here. I'm going to have to email Mom today and tell her your behavior was not very good. So that is true as well. So the answer is B. All right, it is lunchtime here. If you haven't gone on and done your, you don't need to do this one. If you haven't done your math test that's on SchoolNet, you need to go to the assignment on Google Classroom for today.